one of the benefits of playing for the Indiana Fever is you become a much bigger star, a much bigger figure in the space. You can get advertising deals. You can get more all-star votes. You can be a sought-after guest on talk shows, and you can be a Caitlin Clark content provider like Lexie Hull.
Lexie Hull's recent revelation about playing with Caitlin Clark has turned heads across the basketball world. She called every play with Clark an opportunity, but what does that really mean?
How much of an adjustment was it for you to play off of someone that passes like that?
I mean, I definitely got passes and tried to finish when I wasn't expecting to get the.
For fans of the Indiana Fever and anyone following the rise of Caitlin Clark, this statement offers a glimpse into what it's like to share the court with one of the most electrifying talents in basketball. But it's not all smooth sailing. The intensity, the expectations, and the challenges of keeping up with Clark's court vision make it an experience like no other.
And Lexie Hull was such a valuable player for the Fever this year. She did all the dirty work, the thankless work, hustling for loose balls, competing, defending, even though she's undersized from a height perspective on some of the matchups that she had to deal with.
Let's rewind a bit. When Lexie Hull joined the Fever, she was known for her hustle, grit, and ability to handle the thankless work that often goes unnoticed, diving for loose balls, defending against bigger players, and giving it her all on both ends of the court. Caitlin Clark, on the other hand, is a basketball prodigy with a level of court awareness that rivals some of the best in the game. From the moment Clark joined the Fever, it was clear that her presence would elevate everyone around her, but adjusting to her style was no easy task.
And she seems ready to embrace her role, or was ready to embrace her role, and that's going to make her career.
Lexie herself admitted it took time. Playing with someone like Clark, who sees a game 3 steps ahead of everyone else, demands constant readiness. You can't take a single play off. Lexie shared in a recent interview, Caitlin has this way of finding you when you least expect it. If you're cutting to the basket, you better be ready for the ball at first. This caught Hull off guard.
So like now it's like, okay, every cut I have, every cut I make, every fast break I run, like I have a real opportunity to get the ball, which definitely like took me a second. And I think it really just took one of those to really get my head around like, oh.
There were moments early in the season where the passes came too quickly or from angles she wasn't prepared for, leading to missed opportunities. And let's be honest, fans weren't forgiving. Clips of these misplays circulated online, with some questioning whether the Fever's roster could keep up with Clark pace.
But part of that has also been what's going on this offseason, which is, Lexie was doing the drink testing with Clark and the TikTok of the baseball call and all these things that showed they've developed a real friendship off the court, and also have helped raise Lexie Hull's profile, and she's done a few.
But Lexie didn't let the criticism get to her. Instead, she used it as motivation. I had to learn fast. She said it's not just about running the play, it's about understanding Caitlin's instincts. She doesn't play by the book, she creates slowly but surely. Hull adapted by midseason. She was not just catching those tricky passes, she was finishing them. Each successful play built her confidence, and it showed.
Appearances. She did the one with the Ringer where she talked about the Christy Sides story, where Sides was playing the music and Clark didn't like it and, said to turn it down. And there was some sort of funny back and forth, whether it was actually like contentious at all, whether because apparently Sides had said, if you recall, well, what did you say? And then Clark repeated it. I don't know if that was like a socially awkward interaction, if it was Sides testing Caitlin, or if it was Caitlin saying, I'm the.
Yeah, playing with Caitlin Clark isn't just about the basketball. There's an off-court dynamic that's equally important. Lexie and Caitlin have developed a friendship that's been a driving force behind their chemistry on the court. From viral TikToks to shared podcast appearances, the duo has shown fans a lighter, more personal side to their partnership. One of the most talked about moments was when Lexie shared a story about a locker room debate over music volume. Apparently, Caitlin's competitiveness isn't limited to the court. She had strong opinions about the playlist, leading to a humorous back and forth that fans couldn't get enough of. I mean, it's been awesome, and I think it's so fun to be able to know that you're not just cutting to cut, knowing that you're cutting with the possibility of actually making a really cool play. This bond off the court has translated into better teamwork during games. Lexie has often credited Caitlin for pushing her to be better when you play with Someone like Caitlin, you're always on your toes. She explains she expects a lot, but she also gives a lot. She's the kind of teammate who makes you believe you can do more than you thought possible. And it's not just Lexie who's benefiting. The entire Indiana Fever team has seen a transformation since Clark joined the roster. Her court vision and ability to create opportunities have made the team more dynamic, but it's also raised the stakes. Every player knows that when Caitlin has the ball, anything can happen. It's both thrilling and nerve-wracking for Lexie. This has been a career-defining experience. Playing with Caitlin Clark has elevated her profile in ways she never imagined. Beyond the encore opportunities, Lexie has seen her name become more recognizable. She's appeared on podcasts, landed endorsement deals, and even starred in commercials. Playing for the Fever with Caitlin on the team is like being in the spotlight every day. She said it's not just about basketball, it's about everything that comes with it, but with greater visibility comes greater pressure. Fans and analysts have high expectations, and every misstep is magnified. Lexie knows this all too well, but she's embraced the challenge. I've learned to tune out the noise. She shared, at the end of the day, it's about trusting the process and focusing on what I can control. The partnership between Hull and Clark has become one of the most talked about dynamics in the WNBA. There, contrasting styles, Lex's steady, hard-working approach and Caitlin's explosive, unpredictable play complement each other in ways that make the Fever a team to watch. But this is just the beginning. As Lexie Hull continues to grow alongside Caitlin Clark, the question remains, how far can this duo take the Indiana Fever? The potential is sky high, but the road won't be easy. With a competitive league, intense scrutiny, and the pressure to deliver every game is a test. So what's next for Lexie and Caitlin? The story of Lexie Hull and Caitlin Clark with the Indiana Fever is a testament to how raw talent and relentless work ethic can transform a team, but it's also a story of the challenges that come with such transformation. The partnership between Hull and Clark has brought both immense rewards and immense pressure. To truly understand the depth of this dynamic, we need to dive even deeper into their journey. When Lexie Hull called every play with Caitlin Clark an opportunity, she wasn't exaggerating. For a player like Hull, who thrives on grit and determination, having a teammate with the unparalleled court vision of Clark is a game-changer, but it's also a test of her adaptability and resilience. Hull's role has always been about doing the little things that don't make the highlight reel, diving for loose balls, hustling on defense, and making the tough plays that keep a team alive. Yet playing with Clark has forced her to evolve beyond that role. Caitlin Clark is not just a bad basketball player, she's a phenomenon. Her ability to see the game several steps ahead is rare, even among the elite. For Hull, this meant learning to anticipate not just where she needed to be, but where Clark expected her to be. Caitlin doesn't just play basketball, she orchestrates it. Hull said in a recent interview, "You have to be ready for anything when you're on the floor." With her early in the season, Hull admitted she struggled to keep up. Clark's passes came fast, and from impossible angles, catching Hull and others off guard. Videos of missed opportunities, passes slipping through hands, open shots not converted spread across social media. Critics were quick to pounce, questioning whether the Fever roster could truly capitalize on Clark's brilliance. But instead of letting the noise get to her, Hull used it as fuel. One moment stands out. During a mid-season game against a top-ranked opponent, the Fever were trailing in the fourth quarter. Clark, as always, was pushing the pace, looking for any opportunity to shift momentum. Hull found herself in a position she hadn't been in before, on the receiving end of a no-look pass from Clark. This time she didn't hesitate. Hull caught the ball and drained a crucial three-pointer, igniting a rally that would ultimately lead to a Fever victory. It was a turning point not just for the team but for Hull herself. "That game was huge for me," Hull said. "It showed me that I could do more than just hustle plays. I could be a real contributor in high-press situations." From that moment on, Hull's confidence grew. She became a more consistent scorer and a more reliable option for Clark, proving that she could rise to the occasion when it mattered most off the court. The partnership between Hull and Clark has also been a source of intrigue. Their camaraderie is evident, from light-hearted TikToks to behind-the-scenes moments shared on social media. These glimpses into their friendship have endeared them to fans, showing a side of the game that's often overlooked. But this bond is more than just for show, it's a key factor in their on-court chemistry. "Caitlin pushes me to be better every day," Hull shared. She expects a lot from her teammates, but she also gives a lot in return. It's not always easy, but it's worth it. For Clark, having teammates who can keep up with her vision is crucial, and for Hall, learning to anticipate Clark's instincts has made her a more complete player. This dynamic has been a focal point for Indiana Fever coach Stephanie White, who has praised both players for their growth and commitment. "Caitlin and Lexie bring out the best in each other," White said in a recent press conference. "Their styles might be different, but that's what makes their partnership work." Caitlin's Creativity and Lex's work ethic complement each other perfectly. White's leadership has been instrumental in shaping the Fever's identity, known for her ability to develop talent and build cohesive teams. White has challenged Hull and Clark to push their limits. For Hull, this has meant stepping out of her comfort zone and embracing a larger role within the team. For Clark, it's been about finding the balance between leading the team and allowing others to shine. But with success comes scrutiny. The Fever's reliance on Clark has drawn criticism from some analysts who argue that the team needs more balance to truly compete at the highest level. Caitlin can't do it all. One analyst remarked the Fever need players like Lexie to step up consistently if they want to make a playoff run. Paul has taken this challenge head, and her ability to hit clutch shots, make key defensive plays, and adapt to Clark's fast-paced style has made her an invaluable asset. But it's not just about the numbers, it's about the intangibles. Hull's hustle and determination have set the tone for the rest of the team, showing that success comes from effort as much as talent. As the Fever prepare for the upcoming season, the focus is on building